Hey, my name is Mrs. Frankman. I'm one of two eighth grade science teachers. We have a few things we'd like to show you that will kind of give you a heads up about what to expect next year in eighth grade science and actually give you some things to consider and look at the end of your seventh grade year that will actually get you set up for a really, really successful eighth grade year, especially in science. The key is organization and planning ahead. I've got a few things I'd like to show you. The first thing that I want to show you and talk to you about is your science notebook. I have a sample here of an organized science notebook. I kept it throughout the entire year so that at all times anybody that needed to could refer to my notebook to keep theirs in order. We have three sections, or four sections, excuse me. We have current topic, and we put everything up front in the current topic. Our units of study always have these things called learning targets, and that's always the first item under the current topic. And then behind that are all of the papers, all of the labs and activities that we do with that topic. The next tab, it says previous topic. And here we have all of the things that we've learned this year. We paperclip the units together. We keep all of the tests, quizzes, and Cornell notes. This serves as a really nice review then when it comes time to study up for the OAAs in the spring. You've got everything paperclipped together and ready to go, like I said. It's a really, really great way to keep your notebook organized. And then the next section, as you can see all my units of study here. The next section is called OAA Review. This too is a really important section. We've got anything to do with our OAA review, and I'm going to get even more details for you as we go here. Here's an example of a quiz, but here's a good thing to show you. We have these review topics. This is review topic number 7. It's called reproduction. And on these pages, there are learning targets, target number 1, target number 2. And with each of those learning targets, you'll see a lot of websites available. We make things easier for you, and I'm going to show you here in a minute, School Point, and how all of those links turn into something. Okay, so that's OAA section of your science notebook. And then the last section is important papers. So these are papers that you'll need throughout the entire school year. And we keep all of the important papers here in the back of the science notebook. So keeping a science notebook nice and neat, keeping all of the necessary papers. From time to time throughout the year, we have these notebook checks. And they're worth quite a few points. And so you get rewarded for keeping a nice, neat notebook. This is a real notebook, a real kid's notebook. And again, showing you under current topic, we have the learning targets on top. And then there's previous topics, and all of the units are paper clipped. OAA review, important papers. Okay? So everybody's expected to keep a nice, neat science notebook next year, and it's one ingredient to being a very successful 8th grade science student. Okay, I'm going to try to explain how all of this fits together. As I mentioned before, you will get what we call our OAA review topics. We have 8 in total, and you get these periodically through your 8th grade year. Each learning topic has 8 to 10 learning targets, and then you use those learning targets to kind of help you build a study guide. We give you the resources in the form of websites. We have all of those websites listed on SchoolPoint, which I'll show you in just a minute. So students are going to use this page that has the learning targets on it to create their study guide. And here's an example of a student's study guide. Learning target number 1 is define energy, and then the person defined energy in their own words. Learning target number 2 is define potential energy, 2 types of potential energy. And you could see then they've got the answer right below there. This continues on for all of the learning targets. We talk at the beginning of the year about making these study guides brain friendly so that they're easy to study from. We don't want a big, huge paragraph that is cumbersome and hard to look at. Bullet points are always good. Highlighting keywords, underlining. You want to make it brain friendly so that you can then use this study guide that you've created to prepare for the quiz. You take a quiz after you've created your study guide, and it's usually a multiple choice quiz. And then if you are successful on that quiz, not only does it help your grade, it helps you earn this thing called a data assignment, which I'll explain to you next year. If you're in either my class or Mrs. Krogan's class, you've got to earn 10 of these data assignments each quarter. Let me show you how we've got all the resources available to you on SchoolPoint now to how this all fits together. Okay, so now we're at SchoolPoint. This is my teacher webpage, and you get to it from Harmon's main page. You click the teacher web pages right above Mr. Abramovich's head, and then 8th grade science, Angela Frankman, then 8th grade science, and then you have a whole list of topics here, classroom files and links. All the way down near the bottom it says OAT review topics. You click on that and you can see all of our review topics 1 to 8 listed there. If you click on the folder, let's start off with number 3 because that's the one I was showing you. You then see I've got all of the learning targets, learning target number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4. We've got all of the resources available to you. So obviously we don't expect you to type in those long URLs to get to those website resources. So I click on this first resource here for learning target number 1, which was to define energy. And there you see right in the middle of the website, energy is the ability to do work. And then it goes on to talk about it. So we use these links so that you can always know, get good resources that we have checked out to help you find your answers. And then learning target number 2, and so you can go through and get the answers that were asked for in that in the learning targets. Like I said, the learning targets help you know what you need to know, and you use those learning targets to create your study guide. All right? Thank you.